Hello everyone. I got some really good crafts I'm going to be coming out with here in the next day or two. I have been working diligently down here, but I'm also trying to organize everything. I can't reach my paints very well, so I made myself a new shelf, which I will show you. Don't laugh, because I used this old crate I found in our storage area. Nasty, waterlogged, very rustic. And I took, this is a ruler. This is, I cut these pieces down to fit in here, obviously. And I used two rulers to hold my paint in. I don't know if I'm going to put one down here or not, but I definitely need it for the higher ups. I'm not sure quite where I'm going to put it yet, but I did it. Oops, I look at the screen here and the camera's over here. So I've got to figure something out and get this ready to be used as a video studio, I guess, but it's also my workshop. So my saws are very messy, and my saw, it's a scroll saw, but I also have the Dremel, which I use, kind of like a planer or grinder. So it's very messy down here. And you don't really want to work with wet paint and have sawdust flying all over at the same time. So I have to redo my room. But right now, I'm going to take you on a little tour. This is what it looks like so far, and it's messy, like I said. I apologize for that. So here, I have my wood stacked up. Over here, I have a Knob Creek shelf that somebody graciously left here when she moved out. It was actually, I think, my son and his girlfriend's. Some of my Halloween or fall foliage, however you say that. Then this is my what's right in front of me. This stuff here is all just stuff that I had been working on. I got my little extra light up there because my light up here is just not good enough. So anyway, here's my shelf I just done, my scroll saw. Up here in the window, you see my snowman, which I'm doing a video on currently. Messy. The dresser's used to store things, tops, tools. I got wood, glass. Each drawer has its own little thing in it. My flowers over there, which I'm pretty proud of. I put them up on the wall so that I can pick and choose, see what I have. And then I've hung many things back here in the corner. I have all of my yarn and twine and stuff like that. I have a big closet to use. And then here on the floor is the big mess. So I'm still working on getting everything taken care of. And things are, moving. I don't get a lot done down here because I'm depressed and I cry a lot. I just can't get over, well, I'm never going to get over losing my kids, but I can't get over the hump of not crying every time I think of them. I bawled like a baby all day yesterday. And yesterday, it's been a lot about Pumbaa lately because the wound is still so, it's still so raw. But yesterday was raw. Rodney, his name is Rodney Allen Webb, and so his initials are Raw. But the last few days have been all about him. That goofy sense of humor of his. And he was such a funny kid. I was talking to my husband about him. I miss it because he used to say stuff. He used to tell me these stories, and I could never tell if he was telling me the truth or not. Some things I I wanted to believe or whatever, but you never knew with him because he's so goofy. He's just always doing something. So he would tell me the story, and then later when I would say, hey, whatever happened with that? And he'd go, I don't know what you're talking about. I'd say, Rodney, you told me da-da-da. And he'd say, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. Real straight-faced. And I used to do this to him when he was little. We used to double team on my oldest boy, Sean. We used to do that to him and my second, Jacob. We used to do this all the time. We'd tell him, we don't know what you're talking about. We never did that, or we never said that, or whatever. And just be completely straight-faced. And I used to get him in on it. And he was just itty-bitty. And say, right, Rodney? Did you hear him say that? Or did I say that? Rodney would just play along. And he was just such a goofball. But I miss him so much. Not that I miss them both. I miss them both equally. And, I love all of my kids equally. But when you lose a child, it's a piece of your soul. Because I made him. I made them. And I wasn't the greatest mother in the world, but they have all said that they've forgiven me for the things that happened. And I have to take that. What am I going to do? I can't go back and change it, so I'm trying really hard not to cry. But this is what I do. This is what I do every day. I sit around and cry. I am on a new medication, so I'm hoping that it's going to boost me a little bit so that I can just get over this hump. I'm not going to wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm over it." I'm not going to cry over my babies anymore. And you know what? It did happen that way with my dad. Not that I didn't care anymore. It was that one day I woke up and it just didn't hurt so bad that, I was over it. I got over that hump. With Rodney, it's going to be 10 years in July. And this is March, yeah. So, 10 years. And it seems like yesterday. It seems like 40 years ago. It seems like yesterday. I don't know how that's possible, but at 8 years, I finally got to where I could talk about him to people without being just torn up. I could actually talk about him. And of course, grief just smacks you right in the gut. It doesn't give you a chance. When you're just standing there and you're just fine, and then all of a sudden you get those like it just happened. It's like it just happened all over again. And I didn't get that with my dad. After 3 months, 6 months, everything just kept getting, we're at less and less and less. But with my boy, it never happened that way. It just never happened. He was the first person I thought of when I got up in the morning, and the last person I thought about at night. And they are now, too. And that's never going to change. How could it? Those are my babies. So that's why I don't get any sleep anymore. Because if I lay down, they're there. So I try to watch TV and stay focused. But when I close my eyes, if I have a nightmare, and what's a nightmare? If I have a good dream about my boys, it's a nightmare. Because then I can't get them out of my head. I can't. I don't know why I got these stupid glasses on, but I can't go back to sleep because I want them. I want them here. They should be here with me, or I should be there with them. I should be the one that's dead, not them. And it puts that into my head. So for the last 9.5 years, more than 9.5 years, I've had this dream that I'm driving, and I don't know why. I'm in a Camaro, a really nice, like souped up Camaro, and I'm driving down the road. Everything's fine, and I see Rodney standing on the side of the road, and I'm happy. I'm like, oh, there's Rodney. And then all of a sudden, I start losing control of the steering wheel, and I'm trying to turn the wheel, but the car's drifting off the road, and I see the tree, the one that he hit. I see that great big tree, and I'm like, I can't turn, and Rodney's standing there, and I don't know what his facial expression. He's not smiling, he's just looking. But then all of a sudden, it switches, and he's the one in the car, and I'm the one on the side of the road, and I see him hit the tree. And it's just a terrible fucking dream, and I can't believe it happens. I just can't believe that I have to have that dream over and over and over again. That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. And then I have dreams of, well, one dream, he came back and we were talking and carrying on, and he was with someone else, and he got ready to leave, and I'm following him, and he says, Mom, you can't come. And I said, what do you mean I can't come? I want to go with you. And he wasn't dead in the dream. He was just leaving. And I said, I want to go with you. I'm going with you. And he said, no, Mom, you can't come. I said, why not? And he said, because you're not dead yet. And then he floated up and floated away. That dream, when I woke up, of course I'm already crying when I wake up, but that dream was a good dream. I felt really warm inside. I felt like he was there, like he touched me, and at first, you want to have those dreams because you want to see your children. You want to see them again any possible way you can, but they taper off sometimes. But now, after Christian died, they're just terrible nightmares. They're just nightmares. Everything that happens in my dreams with Christian, I can't save him. No matter what I do, I cannot save his life. And he's always leaving. He's always gone. And then I try to find him, and I can't find him again. But when I wake up, even if it's a warm dream, I dreamed about both of them the other day. All I can do is cry because I wake up and it's not real. So even if it's a good dream, it's a bad dream. Because I can't get over it. I just can't. I'm not sitting here trying to wallow in self-pity. It just doesn't work that way when you lose a child. You don't have a choice. I see those inspirational quotes that, and I've suffered from depression since I was 15 years old or 14 years old or even sooner, just what I remember. And I've always seen those inspirational quotes where they say, you choose. When you wake up in the morning, you choose. Am I going to be in a good mood? Am I going to be in a bad mood? You just choose your own. Am I going to be happy or am I going to be sad? Who writes this stuff? You're only taking into account maybe, 60% of the human population that can actually wake up normal. I can't see a darn thing. That can actually wake up and be happy. Have a cup of coffee or drink a Monster or whatever the heck you do, and smoke a cigarette and, go on about your day. My life has never been that way. My life's always been, I wake up, take an antidepressant, and try not to commit suicide. I've always been that way. Try not to think about how bad I feel about how sad I am, how terribly unfair the world is. And I'm not even talking to me, how unfair the world has been to me, or how unfair I've been to other people, or anything like that. I'm talking about how children die, how children have to suffer, how parents have to sit and watch their children die, how children are, abused, how children, it's always about the children. Children don't deserve what they get. Children don't deserve that, to be abused and victimized. And that's the way it is. I mean, look at this sex trafficking. I mean, this is just an unfair world. And people who are happy are able to put that out and get out of that and think about what they're doing. What am I doing? And it can even be, what am I going to do in the world today? What can I do to make a difference or whatever? But when you suffer from depression, you don't think that way. You think, here I am, another day in the life of this world where I have to read about bombings and school shootings and people on the internet fighting over who's better, Republicans or Democrats. And why can't you just be a good person? Why can't you just, I don't know, why don't people see that? Why can't people just see that we're all in this together? Why can't we just be good to each other? Why do we have to hurt each other? Why do we have to kill each other? Why do we have to molest each other? What is going on? Why can't people just be okay? This mental defect that I have, why am I this way? My husband's not this way, or my son's not this way. Why am I not a serial killer when Richard Ramirez was, or what's going on up here? What's really happening with this world? Excuse me. These are the kind of things that I just can't get out of my head. I sit and think about all the time. Why do some people have to suffer and other people just walk on through? Good people die young. Good people have bad things happen to them. Bad people live forever. Not forever. But bad people are rich. Bad people are poor. Bad people are like me. Rich people are happy. Rich people are sad. Good people have good lives sometimes. Good people have a lot of money. It doesn't matter. There's no rhyme or reason to anything. It's just chaos all the time. The only thing that we can do is shoot from what we have. And, some of us have defects that cause us to not be the same as everybody else. So I don't understand why we don't try harder to just be good people. Why can't we just be good people? I don't understand. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be like this all the time, but I am. So I lost my job last August during the pandemic. I don't know that it was due to the pandemic. I have no idea. I do have an idea, but I'm not going to say it because, it's a company's business. But, so I lost my job permanently, and I lost my insurance. So I lost my medications. And I've had a really rough, 8 months? I say 8 months. It hasn't even been 8 months yet, but that's me. But it's been a really rough time. I had to commit myself twice last year to try to get the suicide thoughts out of my head. Just trying to do this. I'm trying to focus on this. I want to talk but I feel like I don't have anybody to listen to me. A lot of people say, well, if you ever need to talk, I'm here, but it doesn't feel that way to me. Not that I don't think people are sincere. I think that they would listen to me. But I feel bad about dragging people in to my sadness, to my dark cloud. I carry that, whatever that blue blob is on that commercial. I carry that blob with me out everywhere I go. But anyway, I've got some plans. I'm going to try to break out of this slump that I'm in, and maybe this YouTube channel will help me do that. Maybe I can get on here and do some of this video blogging that I've heard so much about. But anyways, thank you for watching, or not. Nobody might even see this. Have a great, wonderful day and a great, wonderful life.